Fellas, in this video, I want to talk about body game and why you struggle staying motivated. A lot of us fellas, man, we know that we want to start working out. We know that we want to start building a nice solid physique for ourselves, but we struggle with that motivation. Not only do we struggle getting started, we struggle keeping that motivation on the journey. And I got 4 talking points as to why that may happen and what you can do to start kind of counteracting that so that you can stay consistent on your workout journey and on your body game journey. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first reason that you struggle to stay motivated is because you have no plan. You're out here trying to wing it. You want to start getting in the gym, but you haven't really taken the time to sit down and really ask yourself, why do I want to start working out? What's my why? Why do I want to do this? Do I want to do it because I see people on social media have muscles? Nah, man, you got to really understand, why are you wanting to change this aspect of your life? Okay, and I mean, get serious with it. Like start writing things down. Like get you a little notepad, start writing this stuff down. You know, like when I was a personal trainer, I would always ask clients, why do you want to start working out? You know, and it's deeper than just, oh, because I want to look good in the mirror. So to give an example, I used to work with like an older demographic. You know, these were older people that I used to work with. And I would always say, why do you want to start working out? Do you have grandchildren that you want to play with, that you want to be able to be active with? You know, what's your why? Some people would be like, oh, I got a wedding that's coming up and I really want to look like this, or I just want to be functional throughout my day-to-day life. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm sluggish and tired all the time. I want to feel like I can do. So you really want to get clear on what is your why. And the clearer that you can get on that, that's going to be your motivating factor that keeps you going, even during those times where you don't want to keep going. So you want to develop that, but you got to be intentional and you got to really understand what your why is. So you're not in the gym all scattered and it feels like you have no structure, you have no routine, you're just kind of in there floating. When you develop a structure, when you take time to write down your why, this will kind of eliminate that for you. All right, so you have more of a plan and you can be more focused and put your time and energy into the workout, as opposed to being scattered all over the place. Now, the second reason that you struggle getting motivated and staying motivated is because you're worried about what other people think. So when you first start working out, you know, say you're brand new to it, you ain't never worked out before, you've never been in the gym environment, this is your first time, right? You're gonna be looking around at other people and you're like, damn, he's jacked. Damn, she look good over there, she's jacked. That's gonna happen. There's gonna be other people that you may find yourself comparing yourself to. And especially if you're on social media, if you're super active in that world, you may see this all the time. Like, so you may constantly always have this feeling of like inadequacy. Like, I'm not enough. I'm not going to ever get to that point. And you really want to kind of start shifting your mindset with this, okay? Because you have to remember that everybody started somewhere. That big jack dude that you see over there, he started somewhere. He wasn't always like that. You know, so it's really important to be aware of your mindset. You know, you want to kind of block out where everybody else is and really be mindful of where you are. You're not going to look like The Rock. You know, a lot of us are never going to get to that point. And that's okay. You don't have to look like him. So it's really important to just stop comparing yourself to where other people are on their journey, because it took time for them to get there. And remember, like, we all have to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere, man. So it's really important to not worry about what other people may think of you, to not compare yourself to other people, and to just take that structure and routine that you're gonna write out and develop in the first step, take that into the gym with you, and just let that be your guiding light. Let that be what directs you in the gym, so that you're not so distracted by, damn, I don't look like that. Damn, I'll never look like that. Don't worry about that so much. All right, now the third reason that you struggle getting motivated is you think everything needs to be perfect. You know, you need to have the gym member. Of course, you need to have a gym membership, but you need to have your nutrition locked in. You need to have the trainer. You need to have the workout clothes. I remember when I first started working out, man, I was out buying the compression legs to go up underneath the shorts. You know, I was buying new Metcons, which are like flat sneakers, you know, so your feet are touching the ground, and new tank tops. You know, I felt like I needed to make sure I had everything that I needed so that I could, you know, perform in the gym or whatever. But you start to realize, like, none of that stuff really matters, man. Like, yes, to a degree, it'll help you feel like, okay, I'm really taking this seriously. You know, if you're gonna buy all the workout gear and you get your wrist straps and stuff, which you realize you don't even need until you get to a certain weight. We don't notice in the beginning, but it will kind of help you feel like, all right, I'm stepping into this new version of myself. I look good. I'm looking the part. That's cool. But you're gonna realize that you don't need any of that. You think I don't wear no compression pants nowadays. I got rid of them and gave them to the Goodwill. I wore them for like 2 weeks, and you'll never wear them again, because that's not what's important. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have. You need to have you some workout gear. You need to have you some shorts and a t-shirt, yes, but it doesn't have to be like, I need the straps, I need the weight belt, I need the bag, I need to get all the supplements, I need the whey protein. Like, you don't need all of that. You just need to step foot into the gym. Okay, it doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Okay, we all had to start somewhere. So step foot in that gym and just get going, and start before you're ready. I hear this term used in the YouTube world, start before you're ready. That's kind of like what it is with the gym too, man. Just get going. Fellas, if you're enjoying this video so far, please smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you know when I make more videos just like this, all right? Now, the last reason you struggle getting motivated is because you're still attached to that current identity of yourself, okay? You haven't really stepped into the new identity. And what I mean is, when you start working out or when you start trying to do anything differently in your life, you literally have to step into that version. You got to step into that identity. And what I mean is, like, you got to look at it like, what does a man who works out 3 times a week, only 3 days a week, what does his lifestyle look like? What does he do? When does he go? And you have to step into that. That man, he may carve out designated time to go to the gym. He may write it out. All right, I got to go to work at 8 o'clock, so I need to be in the gym by 6 a.m. Okay, this is what I mean by shifting your identity. The man who is trying to reach that goal, there's things that he is going to have to change in his life in order to reach that goal. There's things he's going to have to shift within his identity of how he already operates to reach that goal. You're still attached to this like version of yourself where, all right, I go to work, I'm gonna smoke this blunt when I get off, I'm about to hop on the Madden, I'm about to have me a couple brews. You're still within that identity, which is keeping you from stepping into this new identity of yourself, where some of that shit you might have to cut out. Not even cut out, you might have to modify it and not do it as much. When you get off work, you might have to go to the gym directly. You don't have time to smoke a blunt. There's going to be habits and patterns that you are going to have to shift. But the reason you may not be motivated right now is because you're still attached to the old version of yourself. You're still operating from this old version. So you have to step into, like, how does this, where I'm trying to get, that person that I want to be, how does that person move in their life? What do they do? And there's a lot of information out here. You know what I mean? YouTube is a great resource to help you understand this stuff. There's so much free content out here. I look at it like this, man. If you're not somebody that can figure out how to do something, you're doing a disservice to yourself, because there's so much free content out here. There ain't no damn reason you shouldn't be able to figure out how to do anything. YouTube has a ton of information. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to figure out, how do I step into this new identity? How do I become this better version? How do I craft a plan for myself so that I can achieve the goal I'm trying to get to? Get your ass on YouTube and look it up. So I'm hopeful that these 4 talking points that I just hit allow you to kind of put some awareness on what may be keeping you from getting motivated and staying motivated on your body game journey, on your working out journey. So I hope this video provided you with some value. If you enjoyed this video, all right, make sure you check out my video on how Bodygame unlocks the warrior inside you. Okay, I'm gonna leave that floating around on the screen. Also, if you want one-on-one coaching, be sure to reach out to me. Use the link in the description, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.